Yo, 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 what's up, y'all? Get right into it. Hold on one sec. All right. So we're gonna go and take a look at some new features that we've added. I think the last thing I showed off in one of these dev diaries is probably the. What's good, Hammy? I think it was the MDT was the last thing I showed off, and some systems with the camping. Um, I'll do a few more of those just to kind of show them off a little bit. But I think what we're gonna do first is we're gonna show off the new Strawberry Sheriff's Department. And then we're gonna get into the gang territories and like basically how we're gonna set up the gangs in the server, um, where they're gonna be able to hold down territories and get bonuses, but also have different missions to be able to do through those gang territories. And then we're gonna go pretty heavily into moonshining because we got some tweaks that we got to work out with moonshining, but um, it's gonna be the script that we have right now, very in depth. So let's go check out Strawberry first. If you're familiar with Strawberry's sheriff's office, it's normally right here, right up against the cliffside. But ours is a little bit different, and this is what I'll show you. Howdy, howdy. Alright. So we got a new sheriff's office over here. That's actually up on top of the cliffside, and where the old one used to be is actually where their stables is gonna be. So it like inlays into the actual cliff itself, and the sheriff's office is up top now. So we'll go in this way, and then I'll show you how to get up there once we get up there. So they come in here and they can access their stables this way. They have an armory system. Oh yeah. Yeah, I've been working on developing our own server right now. So we're getting stuff and things set for creating our own one. But got a little interrogation room with the strawberry. Come up through here, and here's the jail cells. And then here's the deputy offices. This is the main entrance in the back, and as you can see, you can come straight up from the side of the cliff. That's where the graveyard is, and you just come up the side, and you can come straight up to the sheriff's office that way. So it's got a wraparound porch as well. And then in here is the actual sheriff office. There we go. Little bit bigger than the normal strawberry one. It looks out over the town of Strawberry as well too, which is nice. We also added, since we're showing off MLOs and stuff, we also added a rigs fort over here, which is going to be a First Nations camp as well. So normally this, I'll let it load real quick because it's brand fucking new. Normally this is run down, we have a First Nations camp out here in between Strawberry and Blackwater as well. Now we're going to do this up a little bit as well. There's a lot of collisions in here, so this is a work in progress. But we're going to probably remove the interior for this one. And instead of a classroom, what we're probably going to do is make this into like a, as you can see, there's a little bit of issues and stuff like that with this, but we're going to remove the interior and make it something more suited instead of a schoolhouse. And we'll do something with this as well too. So they'll have their own storefront as well too, that they can sell things that they'll be able to make that only First Nations will be able to make as well too. So that's gonna be fun. Let's go over to Valentine and get showing some of this cool gang stuff. So we have a few different things for gangs to be able to do in the server. You can do stuff through the posse system, which is you're gonna be able to create your own camp, decorate it, and place storages and be able to do missions out of that camp. There's also going to be gang territories where we're going to be able to create our own gangs, and they can set up their gang hideouts anywhere in the map and access it. But once they have a quote-unquote headquarters, they'll be able to access the gang menu and see different stuff. So right now I have my hideout for this character here. So gang members and gang leaders will just have to type in gang once they're in their headquarters, and this menu will pop up. So right now it's showing that I'm part of the Nightfolk gang. It shows level 1, you have the gang balance, and then how many members there are. And this is a mission board, so you're gonna have daily missions to be able to do with your gang, and then special missions as well too. And daily missions include cattle theft, stealing light posts, and cart dismantle. Then you also have domination, destroy pirates, which you go out to Saint Denis to a boat and actually kill people on the boats and shit like that. Domination is like you go over to Fort Wallace or other areas of the map and claim them for a little bit more XP and items. And then extortion is you actually go out to different shops around the map and interact with shopkeepers, NPC shopkeepers, to extort them for like for money and protection, pretty much. And then stealing cattle This light post job is actually really interesting, and I think it's gonna introduce some pretty interesting RP with this. So I'm gonna go on and do that real quick, but I'm gonna finish showing you some of these other stuff. So there are currently right now there's only 4 territories. We do plan on adding more. And the way that you claim a territory is pretty much spraying the area that you want. So each area will have a certain amount of domain, pretty much. Saint Denis has like pretty heavy on the different spots that they can spray to claim Dominion. Rhodes has, I think there's 4 spots there, and then Blackwater has some spots as well too. And if you get close to a spot when you're in a gang, it'll tell you as well. Then it has a stash. You can deposit items and shit like that. So gangs can just come in here, and it's like it's a gang stash pretty much. You'll be able to see different members. You can invite other people, manage positions and shit like that too. And then in your actual gang territories that you own dominion of, you'll be able to access different buffs as well too. So say your gang owns Strawberry or Valentine or something like that. Just having the dominion over there, they're going to be able to spawn NPCs to interact with those territories. So for instance, the first one that you're going to be able to do for these prices are not set in stone yet, but you'll be able to access some pickpockets within the area. And if a gang owns that area, random pickpockets will start attempting to steal money for the gang to be able to increase their gang balance and stuff like that. Or they'll be able to spawn some NPCs if they plan on getting into a fight and stuff like that as well too. Or like gang resistance, pretty much. We haven't figured this one out, but that's we'll see if we include that one or not. So we are gonna get into this one mission just to kind of show you what it's like. So this is the light post mission. This is just going to be a daily thing that you can do.
Bankers and bigwigs. There's
and basically what it is quite literally stealing light posts from different cities and shit. So it'll spawn these ladders. All you gotta do is just climb up it. And it'll give you a little mini game. Connect the dots. You have a certain amount of time to do it. And you get a little bit of money for doing it. So once you're done, you just come back down. And it'll spawn the next one. You go over to the spot. It'll spawn the ladders for you, and you just go up. Now I'm gonna show you what it looks like whenever you fail. That's all too. Come up here. Try and start it. So you're having some trouble with it for some god awful reason. Don't have enough time, don't have enough time, I know. And then all of a sudden, fucking lightning strikes you. You get electrocuted. That's gonna be funny to actually, like, interact with some police about it. So, and each time the time changes as well too. So now I got 8 seconds to do it. Not gonna make it. Not gonna make it. Not gonna make it. Buh. So it's got a time range on it. It's not always going to be the same timer on it. We did make it a little bit more user friendly with it, because it would start it, and it, as soon as you hit E, it would start the timer. So it was anywhere from 8 to 12 seconds, which was not great. So we did it from 10 to 15 seconds, I believe is what we set it to. So now, or 10 to 18 seconds is, I think, is what it is now. So just connect the dots. And wham bam, thank you ma'am, you got copper from a light post. Right, next spot. Daily mission for this as well too. You will have 4 spots that you have to do this in. We might make it a little bit more. We don't know yet. Make it a little bit more in depth. Ooh, might fail this one. So it is not set in stone that you're gonna be able to do this and stuff like that. Some people are gonna be quicker than others. But, oh, 12 seconds, 12 seconds. And it is very finicky. You have to get it right on the dot, otherwise it's not gonna work. Shit. Sometimes the lightning will even set fire to the pole as well too, which will give Law the opportunity to actually get to him and kind of stop him and stuff like that as well too. Oh. But you got to get right up on the course to actually get it done. Alright, so that's that. Mission complete. And then see the little white circles on the mini-map? You'll be able to spray different areas to control the dominion that your gang has, and you just spawn a paint can, or you'll get a paint can rather. We don't actually have a image for it yet.
Yours, right?
But you'll be able to paint over other people's things, their gang tags, and we'll be able to access and add our own gang tags as well too. To any gang that's greenlit. So like once you apply, once you become known in the server, you'll be able to apply for a greenlit, and if you're a notorious gang or well known in the server, then we'll give you access to this, and pretty much your gang will be greenlit, and you'll be able to access this menu and the storage. All right. I can show you. I'll show you another mission. We'll try. So you'll only be able to do one daily mission, like one of these a day, but you'll be able to do all three of them. We'll do cart dismantle, and we're gonna edit the times a little bit as well too. Let's see, I gotta get a cart. Where's the cart? That's a better question. Okay, so the cart's over there. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna just TP over there. TPM. Alright, spawns the cart. Of course, I don't have any ammo. Alright, spawns a cart. Kill the guy. Steal the cart. Alright. Now we have a certain amount of time to get to the delivery spot. That timer's gonna change. Right now it is way too fucking quick. But you steal the cart, take it to a spot, and then you'll dismantle it. Kind of like a wagon chop, pretty much. This one's different. Where's this one taking me? where this one's actually taking me. I'm gonna get on this road real quick and just let the horses roam. Check out where the spot is. So this is taking me. Is it Blackwater? Yeah, it's Blackwater. Okay. So like I said, the time limit needs to be fixed a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it all the way there. Well, you kind of get the base idea. Go out, steal a wagon, bring it over, and then you'll be able to actually dismantle it. So you'll have to take off the wheels, shit like that. And that timer is based off of once you get the wagon to actually taking it apart and pulling it apart for the actual mission itself. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish this mission. But that's okay. We'll just get straight into the next thing that I want to show you guys. So we have our moonshine script in, and I'm just going to go over there real quick. 2 p.m. Wait till that fails. Mission failed. Alrighty. So I'm gonna put my stills over here. The way that the moonshine is gonna be working is there's going to be levels that you're gonna be able to do. So your character is tied to a moonshiner level, and then your stills are also going to be able to level up as well too, and you're going to be able to pick up and put down your stills anywhere. Players are going to have access to 4 stills that they'll be able to buy and purchase and level up on their own. They will persist in the game as well. Or you can pick them up with a specific tool, which is going to be the still wrenches. And then there's going to be, you're going to have coal to be able to start and brew them, and then actually have the mash of stuff as well too. And I'm going to show you the process start to finish of what that is. We will also have smugglers placed throughout the map, and moonshiners will be able to come to these guys, sell their moonshine, buy a few things for supplies. Check their strains, but also either quick sell them to the smugglers or start a delivery for their jobs. They are also going to we're also going to have a system where moonshiners are going to be able to sell to locals as well too. So let me go in and place my stills down and kind of show you the process of this. That's not what I wanted. So, so we have this one. So whenever you go to place down a still, you can place it anywhere. Place a rotation, stuff like that. If you don't like it in that spot, you can snap it to ground. Toggle rotation. Any way you want to do it. But whenever you're done, you just hit done editing. It'll spawn that, and then you got to build the rest of it. So install the pipe. This is all done with the wrench as well too, so if you don't have a wrench, you're not going to be able to do it. Install the barrels. And then install the fire underneath. Wham bam, that's done. I'm gonna set these other stills up as well too. I'll just place this one right here. Place another one over here. I'll move this there, that's fine. And then last but not least, we'll set this one up. We'll set this one up right here. Okay. Alright, so we got our stills up. Now what do we do? Well, now we gotta make the mash. So, empty bucket. Do corn sack. Alright, so we haven't had a chance to do the crafting components of how you're going to be able to do this, but basically the basic rundown. The moon sack is going to require grain and sugar mixed into a processing plant. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting up different processing plants to be able to like bundle items together, and then also create specific processed goods that way for other things. So like what I mean by that is like storing multiple items in a crated system. So like a bundle of 100 logs or something like that is going to weigh less than actually having 100 logs in your inventory. You'll be able to bundle produce, so carrots, stuff like that for farming and stuff. You'll be able to bundle that. Sugar, you'll be able to bundle sugar that way. But there will be hidden criminal things as well too, which is going to be the corn sack, which is going to be pretty much exactly what you think. Corn, processed corn in a sack, and then wheat and sugar to make into this moon sack. Sorry. Then you'll need an empty bucket, and you'll be able to do it. So first things first, find a bucket, empty bucket, place it in the ground. Spawns an empty bucket, even though it's got water in it. Then you're going to grab the corn sack. It's going to spawn a little sack on the ground. You pick it up. Take it over to the bucket. Add corn. And it adds it to the bucket itself. Then you're going to drop your moon sack, which is somewhere. Wild berries, no. Is this it? Yep, that's it. Took that out. Add that to your mash bucket. And then what it will do, you go to pick it up, but you're going to actually go through an animation to mash this stuff. Mash bucket is ready. And you pick up your new strain. You can create your own, or create a new one. We're going to call this one we're gonna name this one Demon Breath. Fuck it. Great. And then once you create enough mash stuff, or mash buckets, you'll be able to come over here and actually add them into your moonshine. For your stills. So once they're all added, we'll go on and add more. 1 bucket equals 1 cook, pretty much. I just have multiple mashes stored on me, just to show you. Pour some more mash in here. And then pour some more mash in there. Alright. Now that the mash is actually set in our stills, we start the fire. But how do we do that? Well, you got to get coal. So we pull coal out. Same thing. Pick up the bag, and then just get close to the mash. And guess what? It spawns little tiny coals that you pick up individually and set in the actual coal fires themselves. Each bag's going to give the stills 50% coal. Because coal is expensive, we know. I'm gonna go on and fill up all these stills. Just get close, put it in the fire. You got 100% coal now. You got one more over here. And then I think that's our last one. No, we got one more. Pull that, put it in the fire. Last but not least. Alright, so once you get your fire started and all the stills, then you actually get to determine which strain of moonshine you actually want to do. So you just walk up to still, and it brings up this little menu right here. So we have different strains. We are going to be using the normal one. And then we have different recipes as well too. So we have classic moonshine, wild berry, which is exactly every moonshine's gonna have the exact same thing with the moonshine sack and the corn sack. So they're gonna have those ingredients no matter what. The further you progress in your levels, though, you'll be able to add other things to it. So like the wild berry moonshine, you're gonna be able to add wild berries to it. The herbal moonshine, you'll be able to add herbs and honey to that same blend. Then we have a apple brandy, be able to add apples and sugar to it. But they are locked behind levels and your actual moonshiner level, and then also your still level as well too. So the more that you actually brew, the more that you create, the more levels you get in both your overall player level and your still level, and you'll be able to access and upgrade your stills as well too. Then you have a peach moonshine as well too, which requires peach, honey, and sugar. And then the highest one that you're going to be able to make is the legendary moonshine. Each one will have a set price. So we'll just start distilling this. And then you have to calibrate your still to be able to accommodate whichever brew that you're going to be able to make. So for instance, the other one, this one, the normal one, I'm going to have to calibrate it to a certain degree, and then it's going to start that. We're going to start a different one over here. We're going to do the wild berry over this one, and now it uses a completely different calibration. We're going to do classic one over here. Temperature high, flow low, concentration low. And then last but not least over here, we'll do another wild berry one. So, temperature higher, flow lower, concentration at 50. So, you will have to watch them. The pressure will go up a little bit more as the higher moonshines you get. Because this one's just a very basic common one, it's not going to add much to it, and the cook time is going to be a little bit less than what it normally will. The numbers will change though, and then in order to release the pressure, see the little red percentage in the on the right. You got orange, red, and blue. Distillation is how quickly or how finished your product is, so that'll go up, and then the pressure will also go up as it cooks as well too. But you just release the pressure, and it still cooks. So you'll have to babysit the stills to release the pressure. Once it hits 100% on pressure, the actual still itself will explode. You will be able to repair it, but it will cost you a wrench. And once you repair it with the wrench, you will lose, like, it'll eat that wrench pretty much in the process. And wrenches are only obtained through blacksmiths, so there is going to be a little bit of a downside if you decide to leave your stills running, but you'll be able to repair it. You will also, only you will be able to access your stills, so other players will not be able to, like, start your stills if they're left out in the world or anything like that. The only exception is if law finds it, they will have a tool to be able to dismantle it. So but you just wait for your brews to finish, and then once they're done, you collect it. And wham bam, thank you ma'am, you got moonshine. So now that I have moonshine, we will show you the next process of it. Collect this one, release the pressure, collect these, So what I am gonna do is while those still cook, pour some more mash in there and get some more moonshine. Set this to a higher temperature. Pour mash. What would happen if, let's say, it's not quite at the right temperature? Well, if it's not at the right temperature, we'll do it at 72. Actually, I'm not going to do that for this, because this is my highest still. I don't want to do that. So, I am going to make this one pretty good, but I'll do it for one of the lower stills. Be able to do this one. We'll go on and collect this one. There we go. That one's almost done. We'll do a bad batch for this one. Just use a classic one. So let's say, we'll say the temperature's off a little bit. We'll just go in the yellows all the way around. So we'll do that. So the way that we have this set up is the value of the moonshine is based off of the type of moonshine. So the type of moonshine will have a base price. So like for instance, I'll just give an example. The classic one will have like a $4 price tag on it. Then it has a multipliers, or it has different multipliers to increase the value of it. So how, what's the quality of the moonshine? And it'll tell you exactly what the quality is. So in this case, this is a classic moonshine. The recipe is classic moonshine. Quality is good. It's at 64% good quality. And that's just off of base luck, off of the level of the moonshiner and the level of the still. So you'll get a random number depending on how skilled you are at shining and how upgraded your still is as well too. So it'll all increase the value of the moonshine itself. Then you also have a multiplier for how much in demand it is, and I'll show you that aspect after we get done with brewing these. So what do I mean by in demand? Basically, you are going to be able to sell your moonshine 3 different ways. There's going to be just selling it straight to the smuggler. There's going to be selling it on the corner yourself to locals, which will have a cart that you actually bring out and sell your moonshine that way. Locals will just walk up to you and they have a chance of either buying it or not buying it, depending on what the price is. And then the other way of selling it is actual deliveries themselves. You'll be able to go out to different cities and have different spots to be able to drop off your moonshine. In order to do the deliveries though, you're going to have a a certain amount of bottles on you. So we'll do collect this one. And there we go. We got a still upgrade as well now, too. So that's good. Alright. So now we'll go over to the delivery system. And like I said, we will have other spots for this smuggler. But this is where you're going to be able to actually access your bootlegging. So you talk to him. You can quick sell your moonshine that you already have, or you can deliver the moonshine. So it will require a certain amount of bottles to start. Right now I have 61 bottles to sell. So we're going to sell, and then it will have different locations depending on where the moonshiner is. In this case, it's kind of in between Rhodes, Saint Denis, and Valentine. So I am going to go to Valentine. So it'll spawn a little wagon, perfectly normal wagon with no moonshine in the back. And you'll go to Valentine. You have an hour to actually do this. The reason why we decided to give it an hour is because not only is this job going to be a little bit more high risk, but it's pretty noticeable what you're doing with just the wagon itself. So you're gonna have to be a little bit more careful, a little bit more strategic with your movements a little bit. So number one question is, if you damage the wagon, does it damage the bottles? Yes. So you got to be careful with actually riding around in the wagon, because if you drive it like a bat out of hell and crash the wagon, you have a chance of breaking a bottle of moonshine. And you will lose money based on losing that bottle of moonshine as well too. So we don't like losing bottles. We don't like losing money. But is this job going to notify the law? Yes, 100% it will. Will it tell you exactly where the moonshiner is? No, it will not. So, what do I mean by that? We're going to script our notifications for this job to be once the player actually starts the first delivery for the moonshine. So once the player drops off the first bottle in this, it'll notify the law through a telegram. Whether or not they see that telegram or not is completely up to them. But it'll notify law that there is somebody bootlegging in a specific town, and it's going to be up to that department to determine or figure out where that shiner is, pretty much. So what we might also do as well is we might have 2 notifications, so that way law can kind of get a heads up as well too that something's starting. So what we might do is we might set it to where like law gets notified as soon as the delivery starts of like, hey, there's been activities with bootleggers in the Lemoyne area, or there's been activity of bootleggers in the West Elizabeth or New Austin area. Wherever the smuggler is will be where that notification comes from. And then once the player actually drops off the first bottle in whatever town it is, then it'll notify the law office of like, hey, bootleggers are starting to sell in this town. So it'll give law a chance to intercept them in the wagon, and then it'll give law a chance to intercept them at the town itself whenever they're doing the deliveries. And one thing that you'll be able to do as well too as a bootlegger is you'll be able to park your wagon and just go to it, pick up the moonshine and go from there. So like say we're coming up into Valentine and I don't want to be known or spotted, so we're gonna go through here with this wagon. We'll say I want to park it in this red barn, right? So we just come in here, park that right nice and neat right here, and we'll just park it right here. Will it despawn? No, absolutely not. Don't like despawning wagons. Come over here, pick up our product. And then we go over to the spot. There'll be these nice little markers on the map. Drop the spot off. Get paid each time you do a drop off. Then that first drop would notify the law office like, hey, there's a moonshiner in the area. So that is basically what our moonshine script is going to be. Obviously the numbers are going to change a little bit. We're going to pay out a little bit more money for it as well too, because it is a time investment. You are going to have to go and gather wheat and corn and sugar and shit like that, honey. It's also going to be a little bit of a money sink on the price from stills and the price for the wrenches. But in the end it is going to be worth it, because your actual delivery times will level up your it'll increase the modifiers for more profit. So there are 1, 2, 3 different modifiers that'll increase the price of the base price of the moonshine. So each strain of moonshine will have its own price. So, for instance, the classic moonshine is going to be like, we'll say $4, right? The quality can go from poor, good, great to excellent. Poor will just give like a 1.2 increase in value. Good will like be a 1.8 or 2 times 2. Great will be like a times 3, and then excellent will be like a times 4. So that $4 price, if it was an excellent quality, would times it by 2, making that $4 price into a $12 price per bottle sold. And then the demand for it, the more that you do the deliveries, the more that you drop off these moonshine, shit like that, will increase the demand. So each tier of demand, well, it goes off a 25% demand system. So right now I'm only at less than 25%, so I'd only get like a times 2 demand for it. So that $12 price would then times that by 2, going off of the demand. So that'd be a $24 bottle price. And then also, the last modifier off of that smuggler is the risk of the city. So each smuggler is going to have different cities that they're going to be able to deliver to, and different spots. And depending on how risky that city is going to modify the price of the bottle as well too. So like, whereas Saint Denis is very large and it's easy to get lost there, might not be as risky as say going to Rhodes or Valentine, because there's not that many places to hide in Valentine, and there's not that many places to hide in Rhodes either. So depending on the city will determine the risk value. So Valentine would have like a times 3 or times 2 risk, whereas Saint Denis would only be 1. So like that $24 price could even bump it up to 44 if the risk is high enough. So there's going to be different levels of risk, different levels of quality of the moonshine, and the popularity of the moonshine as well too, that all affect the price of it. So it is going to be worth getting into as a moonshiner, and it'll be more or less a criminal business for criminals to do as well, and that's what we really wanted to push for. The process itself, cook time and brew time rather, we don't want to make it excessively too hard to get into. This is going to be one of the very base things that gangs are going to be, or criminals are going to be able to get into. So we want to give the players a chance to RP and not have to sit around for hours to actually do the RP that they want to do. So this is going to be an RP first server, grinding second. Now, is it going to be breaking the economy doing it this way? Well, not really. If we still got to price out all the things and price out the modifiers as well too. The reason why these deliveries are going to be so profitable though is because they're going to be high risk. Law is going to be notified, and you are going to have to try and get away from it. So, but that's also why we gave such a high timer as well too, because it'll give the player plenty of time to interact with the law, to get their story straight, and to kind of RP out their shit. I think we only got, how many more we got left? Oh, we just got the one. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Then when you're done with the actual bottles that are in the wagon, you'll still have to take the wagon back. Does it affect your payment? Nope. You can leave the wagon. We actually prefer it if you take it back, though. Despawns the wagon. Might make a little bit of a bonus as well too to return the wagon. Or we might actually make the players pay to rent the wagon. And then in order to get that money back for the rented wagon, you gotta return it. So it'll be... there will be that little aspect as well too. So questions, comments, or concerns? Why the hell is it taking me this way? Okay. That shit looks good. Like it's coming together, man. Looks good, dude. Hell yeah, man. I'll show you this, policy. So, oh shit. Holy shit. Woo! Is that gonna be in the server? 100%. 100 fucking %. I do not mind that ambush stuff. That's what's gonna be fun. let's see, what else we got? You know what? Actually, I'm gonna show you the very basics of the bank robberies that we have. So we're gonna go, let me go get my stills real quick. And show you the process of actually picking up the coals this way. So, we decide we want to pick up our stills. Okay, sure. Alright. Say I wanted to pick this up. We have a nice little nifty there it is. We have a tool, steel wrench. Just get near it, use it in your inventory, pick it up. It'll pick up the exact level of the steel itself. You will lose the coal, but that is something that you will have to deal with if you decide to pick up your stills. So we got very basic, a very basic, bank robbery script in. Let's go to Blackwater. We'll do it at the big bank. TPN. So we're gonna have specific tools to be able to do specific jobs. One of the criminal tools that you'll be able to get is what we're calling a skeleton key. Basically, it's our lock picks, pretty much, to be able to start these banks. So say I wanted to rob this bank with a group of people, you'd have to have a skeleton key. This is going to be the bigger bank, so obviously there's going to be more things added to this one that you're going to need, but give you the basic rundown of how to start it, pretty much. Say I wanted to come up here, you just use this item near the door. You have 4 attempts to figure it out. So that mini game's probably going to end, but the bank robbery has started. And then we have our actual dynamite script itself. So we have a dynamite, probably have a mini game here, actually setting it. But it's got a fuse, you gotta get clear. Hey, look at that. Hey, we got searchable spots now. Sweet. We love that. Holy shit. Is there another searchable spot in there? Let's see. Nope. Now do we... Hold on. Do we have these spots open in here? No. So, whoa, wait a sec. Wait a sec. What we got over here? Oh. No, that's not gonna be it. We will have these offices be able to be looted in this big one. We'll probably have that one's not in yet. So the way that this this bank job works is you'll be able to unlock this door below the small vault down below. As it gives you loose notes and shit like that, obviously you'll have gang members that'll be here with a hostage as well too, and then those same members that are robbing the back safe will go up top, loot the offices, and then once the offices are looted, then they'll come down here and get to the main vault down here. This is gonna be like our biggest fucking bank job to do. I'm just gonna no click through this door just to show you. Obviously, there's a big ass fucking vault down here, so biggest fucking thing and stuff. Why can't I? Go up. That's weird. There we go. But yeah, this is gonna be our biggest vault that you'll be able to do. Sanctony, Valentine, Rhodes. There's gonna be an Armadillo Bank as well too. Shit like that. So, but yeah. What else? Trying to think of what else. Pretty much. Did I show? I'll tell you what. Let's go to Rhodes again. TPM. Show you some of these policy stuff. So we will have right off the rip, we're gonna have these camps that players are gonna be able to buy and store their stuff. We're also going to be able to have players own their own properties. A little bit later on, they just gotta put forth the effort, pay the money, the in-game money, and purchase property that way. And then you'll be able to have your own home and shit like that, obviously. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. So we're gonna do a deposit. Dollars. I don't know. 5,000. There we go. And then fucking 300 gold. There we go. Total. Yes. Are you sure you want to proceed? Yes. There we go. Spirits, posse funds, $5,000, 300 gold. Then, we can buy a camp location. I want, I want Roanoke Ridge. Are you sure you want to proceed? Yes, I'm sure. Wait, what? Oh, that was with the other thing. Purchase camp items. I want a single tent. I want that tent. I want a table. I want that table. We'll say I want a chair. Got a whole bunch of different chairs, but I like a leather seat, so I'm gonna go with that. Say I want a campfire. I like that campfire. I'm just buying a whole bunch of different things for this camp, just to show you guys some things. Butcher table, obviously we're gonna grab one of crates. We love beer. It's like a reward. Coffee kettle. Wash barrel. Camp pole. Don't care about that. I don't care about that. Brawling ring. I really don't care about that either, but I'll grab it just in case. Grab the cage. Grab the phonograph. Mission board. Store counter. Those got removed, I think. And wooden stone. Cool, cool. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Where's that wagon at? Hold on. I don't remember where that wagon's at, but Yeah. Build. Tents. What was it? Snap to ground. Okay. There we go. Build. Campfires. Build. Good stuff. So this is just to be clear, just to keep y'all in the loop as well too. This is our posse system. This is our camps that you're gonna be able to build and create your own camps and stuff. So yeah, gotta run, grab some food. Quick, bro, I'm gonna try and pull you up going down the road. Oh, you you heard the dip scent? Yep, fucking skull. Yeah, had to get the dip. But yeah, going down the road, but my service is SLC. We'll see. That's all good, man. Appreciate you stopping by. I'm still gonna keep some things going here and such. But we are, it's pretty much all the new stuff that has been opened up. Yeah, I haven't gotten to a can and a half, but I do about a can a day. We why they came all the way over here, but okay, cool. So certain items in this camp is also going to include there you're gonna have to need certain items to be able to do some of these missions. And then the campfires are also tied to the wood cutting table as well too. So you'll have to be able to make your own wood, or like cut your own wood for your campfires as well too. So in order to do that, you gotta have your own wood cutting spot. Place the log. Anybody in your posse is going to be able to access your camp as well too, so you can invite people into your posse. Be able to see your own posse members, stuff like that. This system is actually going to be both civilian and criminal, so everybody's going to have access to this if they so wish. We'll have different camp locations as well too. That way everybody has a chance of buying their own camp. And kind of making their own home without actually owning a home yet. Then there's also some missions where you can either protect or kind of help out NPCs, or capture them and bring them back here and store them in the cage and stuff like that as well too. There we go. Now we got campfires because we got wood. Build this real quick. Jesus. Where the hell is the phonograph? But there's gonna be missions. Like I said, be able to do a random mission. You can go and do a stagecoach robbery, debt collection, kidnap a person for ransom. And there'll be an honor system with it as well too. Then you also have witness protection, missing person, defend the homestead, and camp resupply as well. But you'll be able to do certain missions with this. We'll do a debt collection. Okay. Mission has started. Grab a horse. to go to Saint Denis. One thing we are working on currently as well too is our house robberies. House robberies are going to have 4 different tiers. You got low tier, mid tier, high tier, and then heist, or tier 4. The heist house robberies, there's only going to be a limited amount of those. We're going to have probably Wraith and Caliga being our heist house robberies, and you're gonna be able to rob like the bigger houses, stuff like that. Aside from that, that's pretty much everything that I wanted to show today. Gotta go through some personal inventory images for the moonshine. I already got them set up and everything. Dirty money got changed a little bit. We got backgrounds for those. The pawn items that you get for robbing graves, pickpocketing, and doing some other missions around, like house robberies and shit like that, we did get in as well.
A young man exposed himself to me in the street yesterday.
What is this world we're living in?
That's it! Oh, God, no!
Seigneur, someone help me!
Take this!
You look just frightful. Well, I
But yeah, you'll be able to do missions and shit like that with the policy system. Let's see if anybody's in the Discord server. That's pretty much it. Not much else to show. Appreciate everybody hanging out as long as they did.
What happened to you? Where's all that blood from?
What we'll do is I gotta get some work done on this. Do a little bit more editing and stuff like that. We'll go on and raid somebody though. See who's available right now. But yeah, appreciate everybody hanging out for as long as they did. We're going to raid. Who's available right now?
Quiet and Frost March.
There's a medieval Red Dead Redemption server. This is interesting. Okay, I'm gonna send y'all over this way, and yeah, haven't raided them before, but fuck it, we'll send them your way. Copy. Raid Apron Crusader. But again, appreciate all you guys hanging out. As long as you did, hopefully you have a good morning, night, day, whatever it is for you. This looks really interesting. This is cool. But yeah, more Div Dairies in the future once we get more things. Hope you guys liked what you saw, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace out, y'all.